All right, start another episode, and we're missing my guy Ghost, unfortunately, but you still have to get your life right with the nightlife. And today, I'm introducing beautiful Kalani. How are you,
Hello.
Kalani?
I'm great. How are you?
So, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. So, I actually seen you on Instagram, and I had to reach out to bring you on because the clip was kind of crazy. What I seen, you were on the fan bus.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right? How did that
Yes.
even like happen?
Um, so the co-performer that I had shot with, they actually reached out to him for that video. And the way they work is once they reach out to an individual, they tell them to pick their co-star. So he brought me on. Shout out to Wreck-It Ralph.
That's crazy. Okay, shout out you. That's big. So originally, where are you from?
I'm originally from the Bay Area, California, but I live in New Jersey now.
Okay, the Bay, so Cali, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, I lived out there for a bit. That Bay is nice.
Oh, nice.
So outside of like, are you like in the adult industry? Is that pretty much what you do, or do you do anything else?
I'm primarily in the adult industry, yes. I've been overall in the industry for about a decade, the film for almost 5 years.
Oh, shoot, that's long. Okay. So
Yeah.
you've been doing your thing for a minute. How have you like, how's your experience been? Like, have you like enjoyed it? Is it something that like you feel like you want to move past from eventually?
It's been great to me. I do thoroughly enjoy what I do, but it isn't something that's meant to be forever at the same time, despite the enjoyment that comes with it. So I do plan on exiting eventually.
All right. So when you're exiting, what plans do you think you were like feel like you'd be ending up doing?
I want to open up a cosmetic spa. So I do want to start doing esthetician school between this year and next year. That way I can, get all of my licensing in order. And once I decide to make the exit, I want to kind of transition smoothly versus just like, all right, I stopped this and now I start this. I kind of want to get that rolling before I exit.
I hear that. Yeah, no, that's smart. That's how you should build things.
Right.
So, what's your background? 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, like I see your hair is kind of curly, it's nice and long. It's like it's all natural hair. That's all your hair, right?
Of course. Of
Of course,
course.
right? So, like, what's your background?
I'm African American, English, Chinese, and Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay, crazy, man.
Yeah.
So also I had to ask you about I seen other interviews that you had. What other podcasts have you been or like platforms?
Um, Other podcasts that I've co-hosted on, or like other
Yeah.
platforms on. Other podcasts I've done, I did the Creative Believe Studios podcast, and then there was another one I did a couple years back. I can't remember the name. Oh, forgive me if you're watching. I am blanking the name.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I hope they don't get offended by that, but that's fine. Also, so like when you got on the fan bus after the fact, like have anything crazy come like to you? Like, what was your experience after the fact?
I mean, my DMs on Instagram have definitely been going nonstop. There were a couple of people that like remixed the fan bus interview with their reactions that I didn't see until like a week after the fact when friends sent it to me. Um, my grandma saw it, my stepmom saw it, so I'm pretty sure my dad saw it. I actually texted my stepmom and gave a warning, like, so this video is blowing up more than I thought. I've seen it on almost every single platform, so it's guaranteed to hit Facebook, which is what my dad uses primarily. So I was like, just tell my dad to like, stay off Facebook for the next month or so. Or else he's gonna end up slamming his head through a wall if he hears what I said.
That was actually going to be one of my questions eventually. I was going to ask you like the people around you, like, are they cool with like what you do?
Everybody with the exception to my dad. But me and him have other quarrels even outside of my work choices that also kind of influence the way our relationship is now. But everyone else in my family is completely supportive of what I do. I talk to my grandma about my shoots all the time. She sits there and asks me questions like, so how was it? Or like, how did you do this position? Like they are actually more curious than anything.
No, it's good that people are like supportive because like there's definitely like some situations that even I've heard of when like a lot of families have been supportive and the girls end up being like just tearing themselves apart. So it's good that they're really supportive.
Right. No, they always tell me like, my grandma, my brothers, my stepmom, my aunts, etc. They all say the same thing. As long as you're not being forced against your will to do anything, do what you do.
So have you experienced anything weird being in the industry?
There's so much weirdness in the industry.
Name a one too that you could talk about.
Um, I'd say like some of the fetish requests are a bit extreme, and I don't kink shame at all. Everyone likes what they like, but there are certain things that I just can't bring myself to do. Um,
What's some
I'd say
crazy ones that like you couldn't
one
do?
of the weirdest requests that I have gotten, let's see, there are a few. I actually just got one the other day. He was asking if, let me see, let me actually pull it up because it was in the DMs. What did this man say? I kind of just looked at my phone like, oh, interesting. Hang on, where is this man? God,
No, I
God,
can
God.
imagine there's a lot though, but there has
Yeah,
to be a few that really like stuck out.
that stand out? Hell yeah. Where is this man? He was talking about how he ate nut off of his wife's feet, and that's kind of when I stopped responding. So I was just like, all right, we're getting in too
That's
deep.
that's kind of
Um,
crazy.
Actually, I took a screenshot and sent it to somebody.
Yeah.
He wanted,
Oh my days.
yeah, sorry, my DMs are like blown up, so that's the reason why it's taking so long.
Nah,
Uh,
no, don't even worry.
will you spit my nut back in my mouth?
Oh, okay, yeah, like that's kind of different.
That's very different.
Um,
And then when I told him for a certain arrangement, absolutely, that's when he proceeded to talk about how he's done snowballing. I still haven't even looked up what that is sexually.
I was about to ask you, like, you guys know what that is? Snowballing? God damn, yeah, that's next freaky. He's
What is snowballing? I didn't hear it.
he was saying something about. Would you say like sharing sperm,
Okay. So yeah, he was talking about how he does
spitting with the
snowballing
sperm,
and
spitting
then
with the sperm?
he ejaculated on his wife's foot and sucked it off. Um,
If Alex eating his own, like that's kind of weird. Still, I don't know.
I've had
I don't know.
people
People in the comments comment if that's weird or not, because I don't know. That's I haven't heard that one before. I don't know about men that would be eating their own sperm.
oh no. My ex-girlfriend was doing a shoot one time. It was a cuck scene. Like she got fucked by this one guy and there was a cuck like basically just catching the drippings and everything. And after the scene was over, he had asked her, he was like, can you watch me jerk myself off and eat my nut out of my hand? And she was like she thought that he wanted her to eat the nut and he just swallowed it out of his own hand. And she was just like, oh, okay.
So, like in those situations, have you been in situations as like yeah, a guy did something in front of you, or even a girl did something in front of you that was just like you're uncomfortable with?
Um, I wouldn't say uncomfortable because it's very hard to make me uncomfortable, but definitely like shocked, more so. Yeah, I've had a few of those situations, but I'm pretty good with my poker face. So like the smile I have right now is usually what my facial reaction is, just, oh, okay. Nice.
So, like in the industry, when like how did you get into it? Like how did they approach you? Like where were you? Were you in the Bay at the time?
So I was actually already in LA, basically doing touring for like escorting because I was doing that before porn. And I saw on Instagram that this other retired escort that I was following, who actually acted as a mentor to other sex workers, she was posting like a casting call for a porn company. And I reached out to her. We FaceTimed that same day. She absolutely loved my look and personality. And by the end of that night, I had pulled up to the producer of the company, showed my ID, showed all my stuff. And I think 2 days after that, I shot my first scene.
Oh, so just like that, you just got right into it. And yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So with
Yeah.
the fan bus, I have to ask about that. I just thought about something. With the clip that I saw, you said the freakiest thing you did on camera, which for people that didn't see, do you want to say it again?
Um, I said that I participated in an orgy with my best friend and five guys. And at one point, all five of the guys were surrounding me, and I had one down my throat, one inside of me, two on the side, and one on standby. They really liked that one on standby part.
No, yeah, the comments they're killing me. The comments are actually funny.
Funny as hell.
So with that being the freakiest thing you done on camera, what's the freakiest thing you did not on camera?
So I have this drill. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it. I have this drill
Yeah,
with
you
a
could
gun.
show it.
Okay, let me go right and grab it.
This is killing me.
So I have this drill, and it's actually like one of the few things that can make me squirt, and it has like different speeds. So that's like the slow, and then it goes like that. So I play
Wow,
with
that's
this.
like a very like that's like you have to like really go grab that. It's a huge thing. Like, nah, Vegas, you have to come see this stuff.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I could explain it, but it's better to just show it.
Yeah.
So
So
this is like one of the crazier things I do off camera. Um, I mean, I do a lot of orgies off camera, so I guess the same thing applies. I haven't released any DP, so I guess that's another crazy thing I've done technically off camera. Um,
okay.
Double badge penetration, which the only reason why they're not like on camera and released for viewers because I'm trying to save those types of things until I get bigger company bookings.
Yeah, I was one question I was gonna ask you too. Are you like managed by someone or like a company or you manage yourself?
So my manager would be the owner of Will Boys. Shout out to Will Boys. And then
Okay.
I also signed with 101 Modeling Agency.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen that in your bio. So I was gonna ask if that was actually like just straight modeling, like actually just modeling, or
They
is it
are a
like
porn agency.
okay,
So
cool.
they get
So
booking. But I do also self book as well.
okay, yeah. So you still have so with those, you still have your own bag pretty much collecting your own. Okay.
Correct. And 101 only takes percentages on the bookings they give me.
So basically, like, so basically, you're like non-exclusive.
Correct.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's actually dope stuff.
Yeah,
So
exclusivity scares me. It's like you have control over my whole life in a sense.
yeah, I can imagine, especially in the industry. Yes, I can totally hear that.
Yeah.
And shout out to Woe Boys. Woe Boys is like doing major things in the industry.
Yes,
I was
and
about
there's
to ask some more
more.
questions about that because I never heard of them.
So on top of being managed by Woe Boys, I am actually their production assistant as well. So firsthand
Oh, big
access to
ups to you.
there are a lot of crazy things coming up. I have a gangbang that's going to be dropping soon that is going to be epic. So stay tuned for that.
So do you have like a OnlyFans too and all that, or is it just strictly just
I do
films?
have OnlyFans, but I am not, and I'm very honest with this all the time. I am not very consistent with posting on my OnlyFans only because I run around all day. The girls who are just straight up OnlyFans, they have a little more time to sit there and like, interact with their subscribers and stuff like that. I would lose my head if I factored that into my day-to-day life.
You just want to keep it strictly just business, basically, and not
Yeah,
interact with the.
post and go. And it's not even about like the instant gratification or like instant income. It's just about, again, time management.
I hear that. Okay. So, have any like guys recognized you in like public and like moved weird? Have you had any experiences with that?
Um, I wouldn't say like moved weird, like in an extremely dangerous way, but there was one time when I was out to eat with my family and it was like in the beginning of my porn career and someone recognized me and like ran up to the table and they're like, "Oh my God, you're Kalani Luana." And I just looked at them like literally read the room. Like there's kids at the table
Not the right time and place right now.
at all.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, I would
Or
have.
like, I
Man,
people
you should
like
have knocked
I
him off for
don't
that one.
respond.
That's crazy.
So people like don't get responses from me in my DMs. They'll like find like my sister's Instagram or like my close friends and they'll try to follow them and talk to them. And it's like they didn't make this life choice. I did. Please keep them out of it.
So you don't have too much weird experiences with like fans, I would say.
No,
That's
luckily
good.
no.
Okay. So also, I remember when I first reached out. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it. You said you weren't allowed to cross over.
I wasn't allowed to what?
You're not allowed to cross over like the border.
Oh yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about it or no?
I mean, without going too far into depth, it's literally something so minor. It was a failure to appear in court warrant, but I don't want to speak on the charge, unfortunately. And it wasn't anything like dangerous or crazy. It's just ongoing. So I don't want to bring
Okay,
attention.
because I was gonna ask you some questions about if you traveled anywhere else, like
Not
in the States,
international. I traveled
national.
domestically.
Okay, so you've been to other places in the States pretty much.
Yeah.
Like where have you been? And like, do you like party or is it party not really your thing?
I used to be more of like a party girl, but I'd say that died down around like 1920, honestly. Because when you're in the adult industry, people will literally pay you to party. Like they pay you to go out to events with them. I've gotten booked to go to NFT concerts. I've gotten booked to go to like football games and sit second row. Like, so when you're constantly getting paid to do exactly that, you don't really see sense in doing it on your free time.
No, I agree. I'm a party promoter in Toronto, so trust me, I hear that more times when I'm
Exactly.
partying, I'm
Your
working.
job is different.
Yeah. So when you were partying, where was it? Was it like you said you were 1920? How old are you now?
I'm 24.
Oh, okay, so you're younger than me. So that was were you living in the Bay them times? Was that like when you're
I was
over in Jersey?
a lot of like my nightlife activity was either like in the Bay Area or LA, so mainly California. Sometimes I'd fly out to the East Coast, hang out with friends out here, go explore. But I used to be really big in the nightlife scene in LA. That was my place.
Okay. So what was your like fun experiences you say and like what were your like would you say like for someone in Toronto that maybe hasn't been out there would be like some good spots or like just like how the scene would be?
All of my spots, and I recently found this out this year, every place I used to go to, with the exception of one, which is Penthouse Day Club, they all closed after COVID. So
So
I
you
used to
couldn't keep
be
up.
at Boardwalk a lot, Penthouse Day
That's
Club,
crazy.
just all the, hot clubs in LA where like everybody would show up to. And a lot of them closed down with the exception of Penthouse, which is only a day party on Sundays.
Honestly, I think I seen that because when I was out there, I would Google we would try to find parties sometimes, like to go out to like even during the day or night, and we'll pull up to the club and it'd be like, yeah, just like closed, like
Yeah.
boarded up sometimes, and it's like, yeah, I seen that when I was in LA.
Oh, my heart broke when I seen One Oak closed. Like I was sitting right across the street from it, and I'm like, why does it look like that? And then my photographer slash best friend was in the car with me, and he was like, oh, they closed during COVID. I was like, wait, what? And I looked it up on Google and it said permanently closed and it just shattered into a million pieces. Like I had so many memories there, so many nights on the
I could
stage.
imagine. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, there's definitely some spots that like that's for me out here. It's called Cure. Like anyone that knows in Toronto, they know about Cure. That spot when that closed, the whole city was hurting. So I know what you're saying.
COVID killed everything.
No, for real, is like, yeah, definitely one of the worst things that ever happened in human society, like ever. Okay, maybe not everything, but definitely one
Not
of the
everything,
worst.
but it's pretty high up there, man.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there. So with the partying, did you party in Jersey at all? Because low-key, I always wondered like what even Jersey is like. Like I stayed like a night out there once ever, and I'm just like I feel like it's just so quiet. I'm just like I feel like it's just like a nice place, low-key. I already know what is Jersey like.
I still haven't really done any like nightlife scenery in Jersey, despite the fact that I've been here almost 3 years. Um, the one place that I do hear about often just from other people is this club in Newark called Lit 21, I believe.
Okay,
Um,
it's a nice name, literally. I'll go
yeah,
there.
people go there on the weekends. I think they have like little arcade games in there, and then they have like kind of like a Latin cuisine. Like they sell like tacos and stuff with the tequila and all that fun stuff. So there's
Okay,
that. Uh, there's this other bar in downtown that I cannot think of the name again. I think it is called Tequila.
just
Um,
tequila. Just name the bar tequila.
you know, just so
I
creative.
mean, if it's working for them, good for them. Shout out them, but yeah, very
Right.
basic.
But I feel like on my free time, I'm definitely more of like an explorer person. Like I like, I don't know, wholesome things. Like I like going to like museums or like the Sandbox VR is one of my favorite places to go to. I just like stuff that's wholesome fun now. My life is
Nah, I
so
hear that.
job that like I have to do something innocent.
Don't kill me.
I have a quick question. Coming
Yeah.
from Oakland to New Jersey, how did you get used to the cold?
Mm.
Um, the first year it was rough. I stayed inside all winter.
Nah, I can
But
imagine because that heat in Cali different.
yeah, but the humidity out here in the summer is kind of different too, because Cali's dry heat, so like it gets a little humid,
Hmm.
not as bad as Florida. I cannot do Florida's humidity. But yeah, the cold wasn't too big of an adjustment after that first winter. You just learn to bundle up in layers.
So you got used to it pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I hid
Mhm.
from it at first and then I adjust. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Even you can turn in this one, cause I know like even Gus, I want him to even do it. So have you seen the Adam 22 and the Lena situation?
I have.
What is your point of view on it? 'Cause you see everyone's getting at Adam for allowing his girl who was previously in the industry,
She's still in the industry.
still in the industry too,
I
and
mean,
everyone's
they're
getting at
both
him.
in the industry, and that's the thing. From someone who's inside of the industry, it's not abnormal. Like, the only people reacting to it are people who are not in the industry. Like, the only people that see it as him being a cuck are, again, people who don't live the same lifestyle. Because what people don't realize is a lot of porn stars are in happy relationships or happy marriages, and they still go to work and they still come home and they're with their partner and there's no animosity, there's no envy. It's our job.
That's literally how he's been pushing it. And people, I can't say that like obviously like because I'm not in the industry, so obviously I'm not going to agree because that's not
Yeah.
how I see relationships. But I do commend him obviously because he's taking the punches and he's not breaking. So I give it to him
Right.
because yeah, he's doing what basically like their jobs. So it's like you need to understand at the end of the day, and people just
Well,
I don't know,
and
people just like
people
to get at people.
but also he completely anticipated all of this backlash. He knew it was
Yeah.
gonna come. That's what comes with it.
I seen a video. There's one thing he didn't anticipate is when someone made a joke. They're like, how the rappers are gonna put it on a song, and he got sad for 1 second. He's like, "Wow, that's the one thing I didn't take in." I was actually dying.
Nah, who was it? Someone was on his ass in one of those interviews, and he just looked like he was just giving up on life. I'm not gonna lie. It was shit. It was the older black guy. He's like,
I
no,
think
no,
I've seen
like,
that one.
like she was getting fucked, and he was just like,
I think you're probably talking about the guy from the Whack 100.
yes, it was whack.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I might have to go check that
When
out after.
Wack questioned him about it, he was on his ass. Like Adam looked like
Of
he
course,
did
Wack was
not
on his
have
ass.
a fight left in him.
So, from your experiences and like since you've been in the industry, have you been in any like relationships, or is it just like you've been like doing your
I
thing?
have. So I've dated both people outside of the industry and inside of the industry. And I probably would never date anybody outside of the industry again, at least during my career, and probably until long after my career has faded. Just because people think that they're okay with it until reality hits and then they're not. And it just causes a lot of disruption.
I hear that. So, if you dated someone within the industry too, do you think that would possibly work out too, or is it just like still like the same type thing?
It works for me.
Okay, makes sense, obviously.
Yeah. Because
Um,
in the past, there's people that aren't in the industry that are in open relationships or practice polygamy. So, or even polyamory, where they just, sleep with other people. There's a lot of swingers in this world. So it just depends on personal preference. That's what it boils down to is yours and your partner's preferences. And that is something that should always be discussed in relationships. Are you
well,
monogamous?
most of that.
Are you polyamorous? Those are things that matter.
So, your personal preference isn't technically like what's the word I'm looking for? Monogamy?
Yeah, monogamy.
I've been in monogamous relationships prior to my career. However, given my career, it's kind of hard to practice monogamy when you're paid to have sex with other people. So I definitely am more of an open relationship person, but there are still boundaries that are set within those relationships. It's okay to fuck somebody, but don't open yourself up too much to that person emotionally. That's where the boundaries start to be
Yeah,
crossed.
exactly. Yes, that's when it's like your relationship's supposed to be within each other for your emotions for each other, and fucking's different.
Exactly. You have to save
I hear
something.
that. So when you're with your guy or guys, what like pleases you? What do you like when what do you like when guys do to you? What do you like?
Or women.
Or women, yeah.
See, because I have different pleasures for both genders. So with
So say
men,
both, yeah.
I definitely am for like being dominated and extreme penetration. Like it's funny, I don't really like receiving head from men, but I love it from women.
Mm.
So when
More
it
like
comes,
they probably know what they're doing more.
yeah, and it's just, I don't know, a woman understands a woman better than a man understands a woman. So it just
Hmm.
feels a lot more intimate. But I can say I am submissive with men and dominant with women. So there's a little bit of a switch factor in that. Like I like controlling my woman sexually.
So you, when it comes to the women, you like being the more dominant one.
Oh, I am the more dominant one. It's past
Or you
that.
are, it's just honest. No
That's
Alpha,
just
question.
alpha female. Alpha
Alpha
female.
female.
Like that.
No
very
cap.
much so. And that's why I prefer more dominance within men because, again, I am more of an alpha female. I do have a very dominant energy, a very dominant presence. So I usually seek a man who is more dominant than me.
So when it comes to men sexually, what do you say you're like top at, like you're best at, like that's like you enjoy doing too?
I mean, I love giving head to men. That's like one of my things that alone gets me off. Just being able to see and feel the reactions that they get from what I'm doing to them. It's definitely a huge turn on. And then again, I like being put in my place in the bedroom. So like smack me, spank me, choke me, fuck me rough, toss me all around the room. I'm
Yeah.
3
against the
pounds.
shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
Sorry, this is the producer, Gutsy. Hi. You probably can't see me, but you know what I'm saying.
Hey.
I just wanted to ask two questions. One, so you're saying if you could, like, for the rest of your life, either giving oral or getting oral, which one would you pick?
Am I getting from? No, probably still giving. Probably still giving. I can't even ask a hypothetical. It would definitely be giving.
Giving?
I genuinely enjoy giving head, like a lot.
enjoy pleasing, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would be the same way. I would more rather giving than getting stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if for the rest of my life, I'd rather give than get it. Sorry.
Really?
But yeah, for me,
I've met men
I'm a
like
pleasure
you and
guy.
I've changed their answer very quick. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But also too, is there any stars that you want to work with?
I want to work with Dredd very bad. He's like at the top of my list. I'm a size queen. I like taking on challenges, and he is definitely the biggest challenge in the industry.
We might
So
be able to make that happen for her.
oh,
You know
look at
Ryan. We should hook her up with Ryan. Yeah, and let her. Yeah. You've heard of Ryan from Pillow Talk, right? He has a
yes,
podcast. Yeah, that's our
yes.
homie. That's our guy. You've
It's funny.
interviewed him
Someone was
before.
actually tagging him in my posts earlier, trying to get him to invite me on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're supposed to. Yeah, well, we can.
We can send. I'll send over all that information.
Yeah.
Well, after this,
Let's
I
do
got
it.
you.
Dread. But Dread, you don't like. You really like.
So the only
Yeah.
thing I don't want, because I know, yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
I mean,
He's dead. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah, it's a problem.
the only thing I'm scared of with Dredd is anal. I don't want to do anal with him, but I will let him touch my other two holes. Maybe one day that answer will change, but as of right now, my asshole is terrified of him. Um, but vaginally and orally, I feel like I could get the job done easily.
Okay.
Easily.
And sorry. Last question. Last question.
No, you
Then you guys can take over. There is the whole stigma of like guys having sex with like transgender women and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Would you be cool with into that stuff? Like, would you have sex with a transgender or a guy that has sex with a transgender, a bisexual guy, I guess?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No,
Again,
she's
like I
pretty
said at
like.
the
Okay.
beginning, I don't kink shame, you know. People like what they like, and you can't fault them or judge them for doing so. I fucked bisexual men. I have not fucked a transsexual yet, but I would love to. That's on my list. Um, yeah.
That's dope. I'll shout you out, man. You dope.
Shout okay for real.
I don't judge.
But yeah, no, honestly, my bad.
This is a safe space.
Very safe.
So honestly, I don't really have any more questions. I think my guys are done too. I think we're probably gonna wrap it up now. Damn times. So I just wanted to thank you for coming on, okay? For real. It's honestly a good episode. I haven't interviewed a person in the industry of your part yet. So definitely shout out to you. I appreciate you for coming on and allowing me to do this.
Thank you for having
And of course, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be in touch. I'm gonna message you their information so you can get in touch with Ryan and all that. Make it, work happen.
Let's do it. I'm so excited already.
But yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, you guys as well. Stay blessed. Have a productive, beautiful day.
Make sure everyone go follow her. Make sure you shout out your Instagram right now too, and we'll, put it out there real quick too.
Instagram is Kalani Luana. Twitter is Kalani Luana _3x. TikTok is Kalani Luana.
It's your boy Ritz Carlton. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Nightlife, the Mandem Show, GTV Network. We're out of here. I don't even know how to end this. I don't even know how to do this. Oh, I see it now. Okay, I'll end it and I'm gonna message you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.